Hello, everybody. This morning I want to talk to you about how to get rid of stress. In today's world, there's tons of stress. So we're going to talk about how to get rid of stress. Go to Matthew chapter 6, and we're going to start reading with verse 25. And this was the Lord talking to the apostles. I'm going to read the Amplified Version. Therefore, I'll tell you, stop being perpetually uneasy, anxious, and worried about your life, what you shall eat, what you shall drink, or about your body, what you shall put on. Is not life greater in quality than food, and the body far above, most excellent than clothing? So here's the Lord saying, now remember we're talking about stress in the world now. Most people are stressed out about what they're going to eat, drinking, clothing, cars, houses. Some are stressed about, medical conditions. Some are stressed about marriages. Some are stressed about family. So here's the Lord saying, don't be perpetually uneasy, anxious, or worried. Perpetually means that you continually doing this here. Don't continually be worried, uneasy, and anxious about these things. God He knows that you need these things. He knows that your family's messing up. He knows your marriage might be on the rocks. He knows you need finances. He knows you need all those things. But He's saying to us, and this is where we have to trust Him, says, don't do that. Why? Let's look at the next verse. Verse 26. He says, look at the birds of the air. They neither sow, nor reap, nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father keep feeding them. Are you not worth much more than that? Now here's the Lord saying to them, say, you know what? He knows all those things that you're worried about. Stop worrying. Look at the birds. He gave them an example. Here's the example. Birds are free flying. They're not concerned about anything. Now remember, this is the Lord talking. He says, birds of the air don't worry about anything. They don't be going trying to store up stuff. They don't even go and try to fill up a place to hide stuff and all that. They don't do that because they know that the Father has stored up worms and bugs for them. And the worms and bugs are in the ground. They go down there and they pick them out. They take them up to the nest if they have babies, and they feed the babies with it. Now, here's humans. You think humans will trust the Lord like that? No, they wouldn't. No, I got to figure it out myself. I have to do it myself. I have to fix the problem. Next verse, 27. And who of you, by worrying and being anxious, can add 1 unit or measure or cubit to his stature or to his lifespan? Worrying, being anxious, does not add anything to your life. To me, it takes away. Because when you're worrying, you could end up getting sick. You're stressed out. This is what we're talking about. You're stressed to the point where your whole body is out of whack. Worrying won't get you anything. It will take you off kilter, put you in a place where you don't feel well. You're probably irritated, angry all the time. So don't worry. Next verse, 28. And why should you be anxious about clothing? He asks a question. Then he says, consider the lilies of the field and learn thoroughly how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Now he's talking about flowers in the field. Let's go to the next verse. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his magnificence, excellence, and dignity and grace was not arrayed like one of these. Now, he's talking to us about lilies that are beautiful, flowers of the field, and then he like juxtaposed it to Solomon, which was the greatest king of Israel, that Solomon had nothing on the lilies of the field. Now you got to think about that. Here's a man with all this worldly wealth, but here's just a simple plant, beautiful, smells good, lilies smell really good, that don't even toil or spend, meaning they don't have to work for it, they don't have to do anything. God just supernaturally takes care of them. There's the answer right there. God will supernaturally take care of you, that They have more than what Solomon had. Get the revelation on that. They had more than Solomon had, the lilies of the field. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Verse 30. But if God so clothe the grass of the field, which today is alive and green, and tomorrow tossed into the furnace, will he not much more surely clothe you, O you of little faith? Here's the Lord saying, okay, look at this here, the grass. I let it grow up and be green, and you see it and you enjoy it. People that owns houses, or if you live in a complex where they manicure the lawns, and I like that. But guess what? It can be burned up really easy. But he said, don't you know the Lord can clothe you better than that? Where's your faith? That's why he said, "O ye of little faith, where is your faith?" We have to have faith. We have to have faith that he is going to do exactly what he said. Then verse 31 says, therefore, do not worry and be anxious, saying, what are we going to have to eat? Or what are we going to have to drink? And what are we going to have to wear? Verse 32, for the Gentiles, the heathens, which are for crave after, diligently seeking all these things, and your heavenly Father knows as well as you need all of them. Remember, I just said to you, he knows that you need all those things. So he don't want you worrying, panicking, getting out of kilter, going crazy about those things. He will take care of you. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to pick up again. Be blessed.